Hi everybody, Crier back for video number 3, and today I would like to talk about the draw, the Wimbledon Draw. The first video I talked about surface, the second video I talked about balls, and you'll find in my website next year I'll be talking a lot about conditions. I love that, but I love everything about tennis, and if you don't love the players, I mean, what do you have? I mean, that's, number one is the players, and then you go from there. But I remember when I really got into tennis, it was probably, I really got heavily, really a big fan in 2000, 2001, in that time. And ever since then, I mean, I never, my friend who got me into it, because he liked tennis forever, but I was like, American boy, football, basketball, baseball, and my parents always played tennis. My mom was actually quite good at it. My dad wasn't bad either, but I just was doing all the team sports, and but my one friend kept watching. He was telling me, you got to see Agassi versus Sampras, and finally it was like, I think it was the 2000 U.S. Open or whatever, but Agassi Sampras, and I was like, wow, and that got me hooked. And from then on, my friend and I, we would rip them out of newspapers or whatever, and then we started using the computer, of course. The draws, that's what it's all about, like who's going to play who, do or die. It's March Madness in college basketball, incredibly famous. Tennis should be just as big. I mean, it's incredible, do or die. And of course, right now we have a few people on both men and women's side that keep dominating. That's not going to last forever. It probably won't last that much longer, to be honest. There's a lot of good tennis players. It's a deeper maybe than it's ever been in history. I mean, everybody kind of insinuates this anyway. On the men's side, incredibly deep. The women, maybe not as much, but it's pretty deep too. It's a matter of conjecture. But what I want to talk about is the draw. And just for those who think that, who have known me from before and think I'm not really, let's say, a Nadal fan, I love to take this racket. I'm a right-hander, but I love to like fool around with my left and just do his big whip motion and try to see if my ball will land anywhere close to the court, inside the court. But no, I love screwing around, and Nadal's swing, it's an all-time great swing, forehand. Anyways, let's see, I have my trusty iPad over here. I'm going to pull this out here, and let's see what we have. Let's look at the women's draw first. Serena Williams, everybody wants to, know what's going to go on with that. Basically, is it over? Is it worth watching? Should we just watch the men? We know who's going to win already. I don't think so. I think the French Open, it looked like that was in the bag. I mean, I don't want to, I'm going to sound like a know-it-all here, but I really did, people that know me said, I was talking about Kuznetsova ahead of the thing. I didn't know where she was in her game right now, making a comeback from being away from the game for a while, but once I saw her playing and I knew, like, ooh, she's going to have a shot. The power that Serena was hitting with, I don't know if I ever saw Kuznetsova swinging so hard. I mean, wow. But Serena still hit it harder. So it wasn't that simple, but it was a great match. And Sharapova played well too against Serena in the final. But here I think she's going to have a little tougher time. And the reason I say, again, look, if she blows everybody out, nobody's going to be surprised. But I do think, Mandy Manella, the first round, I'm not worried about that. Manella's not really in form as far as I know. Caroline Garcia. She played Caroline Garcia at the French. Caroline has the kind of game that she'll be able to get a little more offense going, and she likes offense, and she'll get that going more with the grass. Even with these balls, she can still smack it. She'll get some more offense going, and I know Serena will too, but there's not much further. Serena's maxed out on offense. I mean, my God, I don't know. Yeah, maybe she'll get more aces, and that will be the end of that. But if she's not acing like 20 aces, like we might see sometimes, these balls might be a little slower, like I said in my last video, so that might affect it a bit, where people were able to get a racket on the ball, but more on the men's side, with the returners maybe. On the women's side, it's pretty hard for those girls to get back Serena's serve. But I think Caroline Garcia has a better chance of giving a tougher matchup with Serena this time. If for nothing else than that, she's played her already. She's played her on a big stage. That in and of itself is going to be helpful. Let alone maybe the grass will help a little bit too. Well, we'll see. I could be wrong because maybe Caroline won't like the grass. I don't know. That particular day, it's going to be early in the tournament. It will be a little more grass, a little slippy. We'll see. Then possibly, I love this. I mean, Pazic's been terrible. I mean, physically having issues. Retired recently in a match. But Dottie Crum. What if Dottie Crum? Oh, and by the way, people, I know I'm not ignoring Zhang Ji, and she actually can play this kind of slower grass court. But I like Garcia, whatever. It could be Zhang Ji. But anyways, I also like Dottie Crum. How can you not like this lady? What is she, 52, 63? I forget. But anyways, no, she's not that old. But she, I hate to say it, but she's younger than me. Shh. Anyway, but anyways, she is fun. And she's got a great game, especially fast indoor. If they ever played carpets, I mean, a lot of the Japanese women, they can take the ball really quick. They don't take it back far. Back in the old days, that would have been perfect for a lot of the fast courts and stuff. So she takes it really early, Dottie Crum does. She can play a lot of defense. She can frustrate people. She's tricky. She's smart. Is her body going to hold? You know, that's going to be the big thing. And her nerves, you know, that goes hand in hand with older age, unfortunately. But she gave Venus a tussle, I think, if I'm correct, not that long ago. I think it was on grass. Anyway, yeah, I think it would be interesting. I don't know if she can even get to play Serena in the third round, but I would love to just see her get under Serena's skin a little bit. Anyways, and then we could have Stosur or Lisicki in the fourth round. And for Serena, I mean, if Lisicki's serve gets hot, she was a little upset going out to a girl that's from around my area, Allison Risk, in the Pittsburgh area, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I grew up there. But Allison knocked out Lisicki, where was it, in Birmingham? And there was some controversy there. Lisicki thought she should have gotten a point because Allison was screaming during one of the points. I don't know about all that, but the bottom line is Risk is pretty good. But Lisicki said she's in good form now. I don't know about that either, but she can get a big serve. If she gets her big serve going, and she actually commented, I can serve it as well as Serena. Well, maybe, okay, but she can be a big server, definitely. And these balls, even though they're soft and slower, they still should pop on the serve. A little bit anyway. Maybe not quite as much as last year, but again, it's going to be rainy. The courts might be more slippery. I don't know. Serve should be still a good weapon here. I mean, it's definitely going to be a good weapon on grass. But anyway, Lisicki. But she's going to have to play Stosur most likely before she gets to Serena. And Stosur, I'm telling you, I know she's not maybe done well on the grass in the past, but with these balls, they take the spin more. You know, they're going to help Nadal too, I think. But I think Stosur could love these balls this year. I really believe so. But we'll see. I mean, she has to get by Lisicki. But one of the two, if Lisicki's hot, that could trouble Serena, definitely. And Stosur with these balls, I mean, I can't wait to see this fourth round match. I'll tell you that. One of those two against Serena. Especially Stosur, I'd really like to see, you know, but I always get let down by Stosur a little bit, but, you know, anyways. And then in the quarterfinal, if Serena gets through all that, she could have a Karolinko who's had a little bit of physical issues but playing well. I don't know, I'm looking down here, my girl Risk. It's pretty interesting down in this one section. You have Kerber against Maddox Sands. Maddox Sands is doing well right now. Will like the grass. Could be an upset at first round. Wild. Who else do we have? Risk is in this area, but Wimbledon's a big thing. I don't think Risk has the mental. She's not there to do. I don't think so. But who else do we have here? But yeah, I guess that's it. Or Ursula Radwanska, Aggie's younger sister. There could be some interesting things here. Laura Robson, the young girl, plays Karolinko in the first round. That's a good matchup. I mean, any of these people, it would be interesting. They could get all the way to the quarterfinals against Serena, but honestly, maybe I think Kerber has the mental. You know, she's used to that. She would be able to handle it and maybe give Serena a tussle. The rest of them, I don't know. Karolinko only because her matchup's bad with Serena and her little bit of injuries, but we will see. You know, I mean, Serena's not going to have it nearly as easy as in the French, I think. Don't hold me to that, but anyways, if she gets through all that, Then actually, she could have not as tough, believe it or not. Oh no, what am I saying? Aggie Radwanska. I'm jumping ahead now, but Aggie, I think she can get through all this. I think she's healing up a bit. She has some injuries too during the year. I'll be saying this a lot. I mean, these players, it's a rough game now. There's no time off, whatever. They're always having problems. But Aggie on grass, slow grass, slow ball, whatever, she'll be fine with this ball no matter what. I mean, be very interesting. After all that stuff Serena goes through, what if she tweaks a little something? I mean, she may need to have a little ankle problem or knee or something. I'm not hoping or anything. I would never do that. Hope for that. I've played sports. You don't do that. But what I'm saying is, it's easy for Serena, her size, her mass. Things happen. She's a little older. Things can happen if she has a rough time. If she's just butchering everyone, well, yeah, no problem. But if she's being pushed a little bit, it could be a little tweak, a little injury, and that could be just enough. I'm not saying Aggie can't do it if she's healthy, but I'm saying if Serena's got a little injury, so we could see something different. And then if she gets by all of that, including Aggie, gets to the final, maybe Sharapova or Azarenka. Azarenka's improving. Again, I'm jumping way ahead here, but I mean, these slower balls again, I think Sharapova's going to like anything slower will help Sharapova. That's why she likes clay now. It's a different type of Sharapova than the one who won Wimbledon back in 2004. She might really like this, and depending on how much it turns into dirt the second week, but it looks already like the forecast the first week, we may not get too much dirt. I mean, we're going to get it around the baseline for sure, but I don't know. I like what Sharapova did at the French, and I just wonder if she could really have a chance if she goes against Serena in the final. Azarenka, I don't know. She'll always give a tussle to Serena. It's a good matchup for her, but I don't think, we'll see. I will see if Serena even gets there. I kind of like to see Aggie Radwanska and Sharapova, and I think Aggie could pull this whole thing off on this court, Anything else to say here? I mean, there's a lot of little good matchups throughout here, but I could be here forever. Simona Halep's on fire. She won Nuremberg, the clay court. First year WTA was in Nuremberg. And now she's in the final. I don't know what happened today, but she's in the. I have to watch a replay, but she's in the final of in Holland, and right from clay to grass. Again, that just shows you how there's almost no difference. A little bit, but not like it used to be. That's for sure. But anyway, Halep's doing well. But after all this tennis, you wonder. Pops in out of nowhere, but when when we get to the close points, it's going to be I don't think easy for her. Anyway, so I think Aggie's going to get through this draw. Roberta Vinci's down there too, but again, she's good. She's good on this surface, but I think we got Aggie in the semi. We go over to Irani. This is the bottom half of the draw. Well, of course, I already said about Sharapova. It looks really well set up for Sharapova. Sharapova's quarterfinal could be Irani. The first round, Sloane Stephens and Hampton. Hampton's on fire. Doesn't matter what court. She's good at everything. Supreme fighter. Sloane Stephens hasn't played since the French Open. I would almost look for an upset there, Hampton over Sloane in the first round, except Hampton looked a little tired today in Eastbourne, but she has a day or two, whatever. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm not really sure who to go there. I mean, it's going to be maybe a physical thing, but Hampton's in form, so that could definitely be an upset, definitely. And then there's Wozniacki right in there. She could play Hampton in the third round, a rematch, Wozniacki and Hampton, the semifinal of Eastbourne. And I don't know, I think maybe Hampton's tired by then and Wozniacki gets a revenge. I don't know, because Wozniacki will make it physical, So, but either way, they're going to beat each other up over here. And Irani's in the picture there too. She's not even really, this isn't her surface. She'll admit that. She'll be the first to admit it. I mean, by the time they get through all that, then they have Sharapova in the quarter. I mean, I'm looking at Sharapova here getting through, maybe Safarova would be pretty tough. I think that's third round, if I'm correct. Yeah, and then Bartoli's been out of form. I tell you what, I see Sharapova, and then a tired Wozniacki or Hampton or a nervous Sloane Stevens. Sharapova shouldn't be a big problem. I think Radwanska and Sharapova both have an easier time getting to the semis than Serena. You know, but again, Serena goes 100% full blast. Whatever. Uh, Down here at the very bottom of the draw, we have Kvitova, we have Makarova could meet in the third round. That's a good one. Makarova's doing a little better. She always, in my opinion, she always gets a little tired with the body. I mean, I know everybody says choker right away with her. I think she's stronger mentally than people give her credit, but not that strong. I mean, I'm just saying it's, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, Kvitova, it's always about how she feels too, mentally, physically, and all that. So I don't know. We have Ivanovic down there. I would love to see Ivanovic make a big run. I mean, the talent. I think she's just so talented, really. And everybody knows it's up there. So we'll see what happens. Jankovic's over there. She'll make a little bit of a run. Flipkins, no, whatever. But Azarenka's at the bottom there. You expect we're going to see Azarenka and Kvitova in the quarter, if I'm correct, if that's right. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe Ivanovic. I think Azarenka's going to fight her way through the slower ball. She's going to fight through it, even if grass isn't her best. She's going to fight through it the whole way. But because grass isn't her best, just like the clay, it hurt her in the clay. I mean, she's getting better at everything, and I think she's a very smart, very, very smart player. Gets the most out of her ability. Smart person too, it seems. But so is Sharapova, and Sharapova I think is better at the natural surfaces, amazingly. I don't know why, but I would always think hard court for Sharapova for her movement and stuff, but whatever. I don't know, she's good at everything, and I have a feeling maybe Sharapova wins again on the grass and over Azarenka, but I'm heading towards the same stuff again. Aggie, Azarenka, Sharapova, Serena. We're still going to have another year or 2, 3 of this stuff on the men's and the women's before this starts to change, probably. But never know. We could get a couple of these people go through. I love the American girls, Maddox Sands, Hampton, Sloane, and even Risk, because she's from my hometown. But we'll see. Probably going to be the same 4 again, and but I think Aggie has a shot. Now, let's go to the men's side. This is taking me a lot longer. It always does. I love these draws. I can go on forever. Maybe somebody's still listening here who actually started this, 15 minutes ago. All right, the men. Djokovic. He doesn't have Nadal. He doesn't have Federer. Honestly, Federer's got some issues going on, and I don't really think it's old age. Laugh if you will. I think we're going to see another big comeback from him. I'm hoping. I love it. I love this guy's comebacks. People don't. Sometimes they question his heart. People question Federer a lot for a great champion, but I was one. I do it too, I admit. But anyway, I think we'll see another comeback. I don't think it's now. In fact, I had a feeling before looking at the draw, like he's going to get knocked out before the quarters, even at Wimbledon. I just had this feeling like it's just going to be devastating, but he's going to make yet another comeback when everybody's written him off. But looking at his quarters, at his draw, it's terrible. Nadal in the quarterfinals, they could play each other, Federer and Nadal, right? That's messed up. But Federer actually has Ionescu in the first round, and Ionescu just tanked. And I'm sorry, I hate to use that word, but he didn't seem like he was into it. Let's put it that way in this grass tournament he just played. And then Federer could play Stakowski, I like to call Steakhouse, or Dutra Silva. I'm sorry for my pronunciations. They aren't always the best, I understand. I just see him really getting through the third round easy. It could be Meltzer. It could be Reister, the German. He's doing really well, but he's mainly clay, But anyway, then a Fognini. And Fognini's had a good year, if he's healthy. Oh, there's Rosol down there. Interesting. Wow. Rosol and Reister, the German and the Czech, first round. Meltzer and Fognini first round. These are great matchups. Anyway, somebody over there is going to play Federer in the third round, if Federer gets to the third round, which I think he should. Upset. Could be an upset. Not Fognini. I love Fognini. I love his talent. Great tennis player. Great personality. You see him interviewed off the court. He's a fun guy. Seems like a great guy to hang out with. but always something happens. I love to watch it. Davis Cup, he's fun, so fun to watch, but something happens. So I mean, can't see Fognini beating Federer, even if Federer. What I'm seeing from Federer and what let's just say what I've been seeing, in his legs, they're just kind of dead for him now, compared to everybody else, whatever. But for him, it's not that butterfly, that quick, like he's floating on air movement, and he needs that. The feet, that incredible, impeccable accuracy that he has in his shots, come from the feet, from the legs, from the movement, getting in the right position. Impeccable. Maybe one of the greatest ever. Let's put it that way. It's a little off. His feet are a little dead. That's the best way I can put it. Dead feet, dead legs. It's been like this all year. And he'll come out the first match or two of a tournament and look pretty good, and then it just catches up to him. And I don't think it's too quick. It's too fast to say old age, and especially if Haas at 35 and other guys. I think he's going to figure this out, whatever it is. I think he looks bigger than I've seen him in a long, maybe ever. Maybe he's just gained some weight. I don't know. His legs look strong. I mean, like, he's definitely done some work on the legs, and I'm wondering if that's actually. Look, I'm just guessing. I'm not his coach. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. He just looks a little dead-legged to me, and if he continues that way, I mean, I don't know if he's going to try to go to this power thing like Murray, Djokovic, Nadal, bamming it out the baseline, but that's not his game. He doesn't have that kind of body compared to those guys. I don't know. I'd love to see him do more dink and dunk, as I said in my other video, with his tennis ball, like Tomic, but he's more of a slice and dicer Federer. He can do the anything, but anyway, right now, the way he is, I mean, look, maybe he doesn't even get by a result or something. He probably does. The draw looks pretty good for him. Maybe Fognini gives it to him a bit, but he still gets through. But then if he has Nadal in the quarter, I don't think so. Not with these balls. Forget it. Federer would have to be 100%. And he'd beat Nadal even with these balls. But maybe I'm doubting him too much. I didn't even think before the draw I'd get to the quarter. I had a weird feeling. But now I'm thinking it looks like he will. I don't know. He'll get to the quarter, but then I don't know. Even if it's not Nadal. And here's the fun thing. What if it's Isner? Isner's down there. Nadal has not had the easy. Even Darcis, he hasn't had a great year, but Darcis isn't bad. Kubat in the second round, the kind of guy that Nadal doesn't like, serve, volley, that kind of stuff. Paire, I love Paire's talent. I don't know where his head is. He retired last week in an event. I don't know what kind of retirement that was. He's more of a clay guy, and definitely with Nadal, he's the kind of guy that makes people like Paire lose their mind. You saw it with Fognini at the French Open. Fognini had so many chances, and So, actually, I'm more worried for Nadal about Kubat, believe it or not. Or Andreev. Andreev hasn't been playing. I don't know. Andreev's back, though. He did a little better last week. Well, anyway, Nadal should get through all that. But I don't think it's going to be easy. But it wasn't easy at the French the first week, and, that's what this guy does. I think then he gets to Federer. But, I'm just saying, I'm sorry, Isner. Isner's the one guy, definitely. The serve. Come on. Isner's not had a great year, but he did much better at the French. He had one grass match. It was close. He lost it. He'll be fine. Did I forget something here? Yeah, I did. I was talking about Federer with this third round stuff. I forgot about the fourth round. Janowicz. That's the guy I was looking at. Janowicz and Almagro. Well, I don't think Almagro on the grass, but Janowicz, and I know he maybe hasn't had the greatest results, but I think he can do it. Stepanik's in there too, though he's been off, though he did win a challenger event the other week. That was on clay in Prague, or in the Czech Republic. But I think that Janowicz could possibly, not possibly, if he gets through whoever he has Kyle Edmund from Great Britain. I hope he gets through that, though Edmund's not bad on this stuff, but come on. I hope so, anyway. Then Janowicz with Stepanik. Boy, Matt Reed has actually played well. He just won Nottingham or something. Matt Reed was playing well. Anyway, if Janowicz gets through all that, that's an if, but if he does, I think he can beat Almagro, and I god darn think he can beat Federer. The Federer of right now, not the Federer we've seen before, the Federer we may see in the future. I'm just saying the Federer of right now. Wouldn't it be funny? Everybody's looking to the Nadal Federer quarterfinal, and we see a Janowicz Isner quarterfinal. I love Federer. I'm not always in love with Nadal, I admit, but no, Nadal's great. Great player. I would not mind. I mean, not that I wouldn't even mind. I would love to see Isner and Janowicz. I'll just put it out there right now. I would love it just for the game, just a different little. Well, it'd be fun. Everybody's waiting for Nadal Federer. Boom, Janowicz and Isner. It'd be fun. But that's me. Maybe nobody else. I don't know. Let's go to the bottom half here. I don't have much to say here. I think Murray's clean through. His quarter of the draw, or his bot, is just Tipsarvik's not really in good form. Usually, he's older. He always gets stiff. He gets stiff, tight muscles a lot. And he's looking good. He's playing better than he has in a while. But no way, not Murray. Mahut, he's in the Eastbourne final. I love it. I got to see a replay of that. But come on, I think Murray gets through all of this. On the above him would be Cilic and Tsonga most likely. Though Radwanska could sneak in there. I just think Tsonga's still with the body. Of course, he got a little nervous in that semifinal. Not a little, a lot in that semifinal in the French Open. That was the French crowd. That's different. But look, I think Tsonga. He looked a little pooped at the end of his Queens last week event. He had a setup on Murray. Could happen again. Gets a setup on Murray. Loses in 4 sets. I just, with these slower balls, he's going to do more rallying. And I just think Tsonga still has never solved that energy, keeping it up all the time. The body, keeping it up all the time. And I think if he gets by Cilic, it's not going to be easy, that one. And Cilic has his own body issues, tiring out. So one of those guys, they're going to beat each other up, and Murray's going to take that too. So I just see Murray through. I simply see him through. The big question is, who does he play in the semifinal? I mean, if it comes down to Federer and Nadal, it's Nadal, in my mind. He's going to love these balls, and I wouldn't be surprised. I think, but what Nadal has to go through to get to the semis, and after the French and all the tennis he's been playing, I think it finally gets him a little bit, maybe. Even if it doesn't, I think Murray can get him on this grass. Murray's not going to mind it. He likes these balls, too. He likes the slower grass. It's fine. It's great. It's actually perfect. So, yeah, I think, and I'm ignoring Wawrinka. I'm assuming Isner. He may not beat Wawrinka, and Wawrinka's been great this year, his best year ever. So he can also give it to Nadal. So Nadal gets all the way there. He loses. I think Murray's in the final. I think, look, we're looking at Murray Djokovic. I guess I skipped the whole top half, but let me just quickly say I don't see anybody really stopping Djokovic. Ryan Harrison's up in there, but I think he's got some body issues too. I'm sorry to keep saying that, but there's body issues all over the tennis today. Simone, Haas again. Is going to some fatigue issues, whatever. Let's just move on. Though Simone, I do like Simone's he has a new coach. He's being more aggressive. It could really help him on grass. I like that. It could be fun with Simone for a little bit, but now he's in the final, at Eastbourne, and not Djokovic. What do we have? Gasquet again, not once he gets to Djokovic. Again, the second week, a little more dirt. No way. Crier might lose to Tomic in the first round. Again, I love Tomic's game for this. So these balls, the dink and dunk, I just love it. It's the new type of game. We used to have a lot of slice and dice. If you go way back in history with the wooden rackets, way back in the day in the 20s, there was always dink and dunk all the time. Ding, dunk, boom, boom. But I love the way Tomic does that. It's really interesting to see. And then he can flat out smack it too, which is neat, and on the serve. And you need to be able to do that today. You can't just dink and dunk all day and take a wooden racket and go up against these guys. But I think Tomic can beat Crier. It's going to be interesting. Tomic is having a lot of issues this year, personal life. So I don't know how far this can go, but we'll see. But no matter what, Djokovic's, Tomic isn't ready to beat Djokovic. And then I'm looking at Berdych, but Berdych keeps losing these close ones again. He could definitely beat Djokovic on this surface, but he could beat anybody on just about any surface. But possibly that could be Djokovic's first real test is against Berdych. That would be the quarters. I think is that the quarters? Yeah. Oh, am I right? Yeah, the quarterfinal. But it may not even be Djokovic. Like I said, it could be a crazy Tomic makes a huge run or anybody, but it'd probably be Berdych. But Djokovic will be rested. I think he won't have an easy time. He'll have a pretty easy time until then, and he'll win a close one if it's close and whatever. On the bottom half of this top half, this quarter of Ferrer. Ferrer might actually get all the way to the semis here. I know grass isn't his favorite, but he's fine with these balls too and everything. Dogopolov hasn't been in form. I like Duckworth. I know another Australian. He has the same kind of fun game as Tomic. Not the same, but he does little things. Dink and dunk, slice and dice. Has some power there, here and there. I mean, but he's even further ready for this and may never be than Tomic. So I mean, but I like his game. He may go out in the first round. He's got Kudla. I think he gets through Kudla. Then he has Kohlschreiber, Dodig, but Dodig's gone deep in Eastbourne. I don't know. Raonic is in there. That's going to be fun. Raonic, Duckworth, Dodig, Kohlschreiber, a lot of stuff. Nishikori, Seppi, Ebden, Niemanen, Lodra, the serve and volley game. Istomin, he likes slow grass. That's a toss-up. That whole thing's a toss-up. Raonic, the big serve, but never likes grass. He complains all the time. He complained at Newport because it's more like an old grass. It has lumps in it, probably soft surface underneath, soft soil, like the old days. But he's complaining, even the courts over here in England, he just doesn't really like grass. I don't know when that will change. He has a big serve, but who knows? He gets hot on the serve and he stops complaining and makes some shots. Boom. Who knows? But that's going to be a wild section there. Whoever gets through that has to play Ferrer in the quarterfinals. Good luck, because this pit bull is going to eat him up. You can't come into Ferrer. Actually, I'm sorry. Raonic would actually play Ferrer in the fourth round. Getting a little off. I'm getting confused here. Well, anyway. Whatever. Ferrer could play Kohlschreiber. He could play Raonic. We'll see. I have a feeling he'll take whoever it is. And be in the semis. I'm sorry, I pushed Nishikori up there. Nishikori's in the bottom quarter here. And he would go, we have Dipotro, Dimitrov. Dimitrov to meet in the third round. That is exciting. Dipotro's been out. He should be good to go, though. Have a little rest, too. Dimitrov's going to be great on grass. I mean, he should be good on this stuff. Even with these balls, everything. Nishikori's fine. He had a little warm-up, what was it, in Halle. He should be good. Seppi's pretty good at this stuff, the slower grass, balls, whatever. I would love to see Dimitrov. If Ferrer, like I said, he should get by one of these guys in the fourth round, Kohlschreiber, Raonic, whoever. And then in the quarters could meet Dipotro. Dipotro, if he catches fire, missing the French, being out of touch. I don't know. Yeah, I hate to see guys missing time and then you don't expect them just to explode, but Dipotro, you don't know. He's the Olympics last year, unbelievable match with Federer, unbelievable Olympics that he had, and that was a little slippery. Then it was pretty quick because they put some sod in to fix up the courts real quick for the Olympics, and it was a little faster, just a bit, But Dipotro was fine, I would love to see Dimitrov and Djokovic. They just played a real fun match in Boodles, the exhibition event, today. And they would be fun. Semi-final, though, I mean, we saw it at the French Open. Dimitrov was completely overwhelmed, admitted it, was honest enough to admit it. I don't think he's getting to the semi-final, but boy, that would be interesting. I guess maybe Potro or Ferrer. I guess we're back. We're back to the same old. Ferrer, Djokovic, probably what we're back to. And Djokovic, I mean, anywhere, especially here, or on a heart, whatever, Djokovic. So yes, Djokovic made out by not having these other guys on the other side. Probably going to hurt Nadal more than anybody, and I say that because I don't think Federer. I know it's grass and people are loving. I'd love to see Federer explode, and I hope I eat my words. That'd be awesome. Just don't expect it. I don't expect it. I think this hurts Nadal because I think Nadal had a real chance here with these balls, and we'll see how much the tennis has affected him. He didn't go to Halle. He took some time off. I just think he could be really good here, but he has a pretty tough draw. In my eyes, anyway, especially with Isner. I think Murray because of this tough side that Nadal's on. I think, before I saw the draw, I thought Murray for sure wins this event. I thought this was Wimbledon. He's going to get it this time. I thought Djokovic and Nadal would be on the other side together. I just thought they would again. I thought that'd be great. They'd knock each other out. Not now. I mean, Nadal's not going to go down easy. I don't care. I mean, Murray would be better if Nadal got knocked out early. He'd be better off against Isner. I would love to see Isner get to the semis and grass. Come on, man. With enough of this clay Isner. He's good at everything, but I'd love to see him get far in the grass finally. But no matter who it is, I just think Murray's got the draw, and I think Djokovic's got the draw. I'll just say that they have the draw. They should be in the final. But now it's Murray who has to, if he has to play Nadal. Isner's not so tough. It's a serving game. Nadal in the rallies. And by the second week, late second week, is going to be at least on the baseline dirt. It's going to be tough. It won't be easy. Then he does that, and then he has to get back up mentally, physically, but more mentally probably. Whatever, both. The pressure of the crowd, he acts like it doesn't matter. He's much better at it, but come on, it's still there. It is tough. You saw him. It was an amazing post-match interview with Murray last year after he lost to Federer. He was fantastic. He endeared himself to a lot of people with that interview. But I think it's a lot. If only like Nadal was on the other side, that's it to me, and that makes a difference. But Nadal, he's tough. He never ever. I mean, we've had LeBron James win his second NBA tournament here, Miami Heat, just recently, and they talk about he pulled it out and all this stuff. Personally, I thought it was such a team effort by Miami. The little bit I saw a lot of it actually at the end. I thought the old guys from Miami, the bench, Dwayne Wade with the injured knee. What I'm trying to get to here is about Nadal. The guy is fierce. He's more fierce to me than LeBron James. He's more fierce than a lot of people. This guy has maximized his talent. He's been gone for a year, and he's maximized it even more. Uncle Tony's somewhat of a genius, to be honest. Just the whole light racket and the spins above the head thing. But now they've changed it. They've tweaked his game again. It's going to help him for the grass. I like some of the stuff he's doing on service returns. Always a weak point for Nadal, I thought in the past, but he's doing better at that. He's making up for some of the weaknesses he's had. It's amazing. He's got some more variety, though we didn't see it at the French. He didn't really need it the second week, and it became a physical battle for everybody anyway. But I saw it in Rome and a little bit in Madrid. It was nice. Nadal's going to be a tough out here, but he has a tough draw, so we'll see. I think Murray should get by him. Possibly not. Then we have Nadal-Djokovic again. And this time Djokovic should. The matchup's good for Djokovic. He looked a little weak physically in the semifinal matchup with Nadal, in my opinion. If he wasn't, I think he would have won that. I just think it's a bad matchup, kind of like how Federer is a bad matchup for Nadal. Or actually a good matchup for Nadal, whatever you look at it. Anyway, so either way, I think Djokovic wins. I think he's going to pull this over Murray, or he's going to pull it over Nadal. But it'll be interesting, and I'll be rooting for Murray. I'll be honest with you. I will be rooting for Murray. I think a lot of people will be. And that's it, guys. I don't know what happened there. I had a little blank screen. I don't know if that affected the video. But, all right, that was a long one. I don't know if anybody's left here. I might be the only one. I don't know if anybody watched this. Okay. See what I can do about these. The length of these draws. They go on forever. They're fun to talk, analyze them all day. I love it. We will see you at Wimbledon.